Alright, welcome to Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light, single player, new game plus, 70%, speedrun walkthrough. I am Brassmaster. Let's go ahead and get started. So, all runs, we start right here. If we're doing races, this is the screen that we end on. Also, if your continue is not highlighted, then you would just start here, and when you hit A, it would actually go to your loading screen. So either or, if you have this screen, this is where we hit A to start. Otherwise, on timers, there is, for live split, there is a timer available that starts automatically and splits automatically for you, so it's quite nice. And if you don't have that option, we cut loading screens, and the timing starts when you gain control, so it's between the opening cutscene and when you gain control. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Still kind of in our introduction here. So we have two cutscenes, and then boom, this is where the timer would start. Alright, so let's talk about certain things here. So we want the Jade Hearts and the Mask of Xolos equipped. This gives you max everything. It's New Game Plus, so we definitely want the max of everything. The biggest things that are actually going to help us, though, is the speed bonus. Yeah, what is a bonus? Anybody know? The speed bonus, the defense bonus a little bit, and I guess the weapon bonus a little bit too. The bomb doesn't really do much for us. For the relic meter, it actually doesn't come into play until the final level. On Jaws of Death, we might get some of it, some bonus from it from the speed boost, but that's very rare and not exactly likely. So, yeah. Let's see, anything else from that? No, that's really it. We get the ammo and health regen, but that doesn't really help us out. Alright, so weapons. These three slots are what we can customize. Slot number 1, which is the spear, we can't really adjust that at all. So that's stuck on the spear. We need the spears anyway. The other three, customize to whatever you want to these three. Now, another control that I have is my left trigger on, this is a version difference. On Xbox 360 and PS3, your left trigger will actually pull up a menu to switch weapons, and you can use the face button ABXY to change your weapon. You can do this during cutscenes. On PC, that control option is just not there, so left trigger is basically useless. But what I do is, so I don't have to use my right thumb on the D-pad, I map the third slot right here, this railgun, I map that to L as well, so I could switch to that quickly, and that comes into play in the final level. So we need the Spear of Light. That's going to come into play for killing certain enemies a lot faster. Railgun comes into play for the final level, really. And we want the heavy grenade launcher, not the regular one. We do want the heavy. This just gives us a wider blast radius for certain areas. You could get away with the regular grenade launcher, though. But we just need those three, and we're good to go. So let's go ahead and start the first level. So the first things first, we come up here, you're going to jump up on here, we're going to aim over to the side. You can take a look in the lower left hand corner. I've got a controller input so you can see what exactly that I'm doing. So I'm going to aim here and fire. This is going to raise me up here. Now, as soon as this gets to the very top, which you don't have to wait until it's done bouncing, you just wait till, as soon as it hits the top, you can go ahead and jump and do this next jump. So what we're going to do is a bomb boost. So I'm going to jump towards the gate. You'll see my controls in the lower left, so if you need to go back, feel free to go back and take a look. And I'm going to double tap Y. That's going to drop a bomb, and it's going to detonate it, and I'm going to get on top of the gate, and it looks like this. And it's easy enough. It doesn't take that much practice, but as soon as you land, go ahead and hit X. We roll across, and boom, we're done. Obviously, we're going to want to roll everywhere. This is the fastest form of movement. You can either time it out, or you can just mash X. It really doesn't matter. It's about the same. And as I was rolling, you can see I double tapped Y. Using B to skip cutscenes. Then you roll into this 5 times, and after the 5th time you can jump through. We're going to jump off of this button, land on top of the door, and throw a spear. That's kind of weird to explain and have to do in full motion, but you just jump and you throw from here. And the spear ends up just a little bit higher. Now if it ends up really high, you can actually just jump off of the spear and bomb boost up, and that would be the fastest way up. Alright, so now continuing on, I'm going to go ahead and kill all these enemies so I can explain this without having these guys in the way. Thankfully, on the easiest difficulty, we could just kill all these guys with one spear. I think that's it. Nope, one more. Alright. So you can do this easily without the enemies there, but just to explain it. So you want to stand right here, and you're going to aim in this direction. Now here's the thing, we cannot actually aim and throw, because if we try that, oh, it actually worked there. That's interesting. Usually it doesn't work, usually it gets stuck in the wall right here. But you just want to immediately throw it like that, just so aim and throw immediately. Then the most consistent way that I could figure this out is throwing a spear right at this corner. And, oh, that didn't work. Please. Wow. Game. Is that one gonna work? Nope. So this is the only annoying part for me, is trying to get the spear to land up there. There we go. I got one that's gonna work. And so this part's gonna take a little bit of practice to get this spear that I'm on, the one that's vertical, not the one that's horizontal. And then from here we're going to hold down, hit B, and as soon as we hit B we're going to hold to the right and mash A. And what that's going to allow us to do, you need to wait for the animation to start, my bad. That's going to allow us to skip through that. This saves about 6 seconds to do. It takes a little bit of practice, but it's definitely doable. I hope I explained that well enough. If you have any questions, feel free to PM me. Alright, now for this next skip, this is another new thing. What we want to do is stand on the top step, kind of like I am, so not all the way up. We actually want to take a little bit of a step back and be down just a little bit. And it's pretty easy when you're running up because you can just kind of stop on it. So from here we're going to aim into the corner right there. That puts a spear right there. Now we're going to do the same drop off. We're going to hold down and hit B, but as soon as she's off I'm going to hold up and to the left and up just a little bit, and then up and right on the right stick and R all at the same time. And what's going to happen with that is she's going to throw another spear right there. And from the second one that we can automatically jump to is we could do a bomb boost now over an invisible wall and get out of bounds. From here the rest of it's pretty straightforward. We're going to come up to this area, throw a spear. You probably could bomb boost there, I wouldn't be surprised. Run into this corner and jump down, and you're out, or you're back in bounds. You can jump through this corner, although it's a lot tighter. I haven't been able to do it, but apparently other people have. Alright, so for this, it's pretty straightforward of what you might think. Place a bomb there. Now, ideally, we call this bomb strats if we get it. We want to bomb the ball. There it is. Awesome. Got ball strats. You want to bomb the ball onto that switch, and you can easily do this puzzle like that. If the ball misses, as long as you place the bomb roughly there, it'll be really easy to go, grab the ball, put it on the switch, and then follow the flames around. Then from here, we just continue on normally. Nothing special about here. There is a couple of ways that you could climb up this wall. That would be slightly faster than that. I mean, you're more than welcome to look at individual table IL runs to see if you want to try out some of those other strategies. From here, just place a bomb, run through, and boom. You know, simple enough. Skip the 2 cutscenes, and the rest of this level we just play normally. There's not really much in the way of skips. I don't jump up to that second platform right away because she'll fall off. On the Xbox version, she actually doesn't fall off. You could just jump right away, so it saves, I don't know, half a second. Then just wait a second before the final grapple and get up, and boom, we're done. Alright, so that's Temple of Light. Now, moving on to Temple Grounds. This has got a very big skip. And this one's going to take a little bit of practice to be able to do with enemies around. If you're fast enough, you won't have to really deal with enemies. Okay, I already screwed that up. So a little bit of a speed trick is bomb boost over that wall. That triggers this cutscene a little bit sooner. Then over this gap, we're going to jump and bomb boost, so we don't have to go to the lower platform. It also is worth noting when you're flying in the air and you're about to land, don't mash X before you land. Wait until you actually land, because she'll do a very short and slow roll. Alright, so now we have two options of what we can do. I'll show you both. But I will be killing a lot of the enemies so I can show you exactly what's up. So, one option is to grab this ball and bomb it down. As you notice, there's a bunch of enemies here. And we want to get this ball up to the top. So without letting go of it, roll the ball, start rolling the ball up the stairs. And right about when you get to the stairs, so I guess right about here, you're gonna bomb boost the ball to go all the way up. Alright, so that's that option. So there are a bunch of enemies, and you're going to want to do the skip really fast to avoid all of them. Here's another ball that you can get, and you're going to just bomb boost it down to be the fastest way to get it down here. But the upper one is definitely the better ball to use. But notice all the enemies that are around here. So doing this final part is pretty difficult to get with enemies. So if you want to practice, just kill all the enemies and do this. Alright. So place a bomb, roll the ball back so that it's over top of the bomb. Now what we want to do is get Lara to do that climbing animation right there. During that animation, if you detonate a bomb, she doesn't get the damage boost or anything, and she doesn't fall back from it. She's pretty much invincible. You do take damage, but nothing happens to you. And so what we want to do is, while this climbing animation's happening, explode that bomb, and at the peak of this ball flying in the air, jump over the final gate. And if we do it correctly, it ends the level. And that saves a lot of time. It saves about a minute and 20 seconds or a minute and a half over a speedrun of the level normally. So from here, skip the spider fight by bomb boosting over. Conveniently enough, in this game, there's a lot of gaps like this that are just barely out of reach that you can just bomb boost. Now, when you're grabbing that, mash A, as you can see that I did, and she'll climb up during this cutscene. It just saves you about a second, and you get this box while you're in midair. So you can kind of mash A to get through it quickly, and you don't have to worry about her jumping. Now, this next spot you have to do kind of fast. Get over here right next to the pillar, throw a spear, and from there, that's all you need to do. That needs to be fast. These spiders won't get you from here. Now I just need to jump on top of this pillar. Don't jump over it. Now if you do jump over it, it's okay. Just roll back through. The fire does nothing to you. So it'll look like that. Now from here, there's an invisible wall in front of you. You just need to jump over it. Simple enough. Now, if you're good about getting a hole-in-one, which here's my strategy for that, you're going to place a bomb right there, and as soon as the ball gets to that spot, explode it, boom, hole-in-one. It's very consistent, and it is a little bit slower than doing this, though. So if you have a problem getting to this corner and doing this jump down, you can get that hole-in-one. It's fairly consistent. But obviously going around's a lot faster. As you noticed, I did miss getting the climb up there. It is a pretty tight window, only a couple of frames. Whenever you're opening a door like that, make sure you jump so that you jump over the gate and get over as soon as possible. Alright, so from here we're going to do a little bit of a shortcut and jump behind that pillar to get over here. Now throw a spear at the wall. You can do this with one spear. Yeah, it was just a little bit too high. I usually do 2 spears. Get over to here, and now this takes a little bit of practice to be able to jump to these 2 pillars, and now we're going to bomb boost to the bridge. And it's a late bomb that we want to do. Now just finish the level normally, except we're doing it with much less of a bridge, and unfortunately I couldn't get the auto aim up, so I died. So that puts me back here, but that's okay. Every once in a while that'll happen. There we go, that's the one spear strategy. Now you can do this without having to slow down on each pillar, but I do that because it's more consistent for me. There we go. So that's the end of that. Easy enough. Now for the summoning. If you want to save yourself just a little bit of time and you have really good aim, switch to the Spear of Light and throw it right there. Although I had very bad aim. But from here, just circle the dino and throw light spears at it, you know. Simple enough. The IL strategy for that is not going to work in a single segment run. Just takes too long because we need a different weapon. Alright, so instead of getting all of the balls and putting them on the switches, we're going to clip through this. So without actually doing the clip, to show you what I'm going to do, is I'm going to hit XA and then grapple. So XA grapple. Well, only unfortunate thing is when I do it on solid ground like that, she doesn't actually jump. But if I do it here, right up against this, right in the middle, XA grapple, boom, you're through. And it's really that fast. Bump, bump, bump. And with that, we're done with that section. Now in this final area, the Xbox version has a little bit of an advantage because it runs this at 30 FPS. On PC, we lock this at 60 FPS. And the reason there's an advantage is the collision detection between these tiles. For some reason, at 60 FPS, you get stuck on them. We're not too sure why, it just happens randomly. But other than that, we want to avoid jumping as much as possible, because jumping is slower than rolling. So a very consistent route through this area is just like this. Every once in a while I'll jump just because I'm getting caught on tiles. And I don't know if I'll be able to make it. Yeah, like right here, I just got caught up way too much, so I went ahead and jumped. But it shouldn't be too bad. Just as long as you pay attention to what's going on, it's not that bad. Alright, so Toxic Swamp. What we want to do is roll on the edge here. That takes a bit of practice, but what that does is it skips a cutscene. It's kind of hard to explain, really. Just roll on the edge and, you know, with practice you'll see it. Now you can either hop onto this rock right here where the tip of my spear is, or you can throw a spear, auto jump to the spear and get up. If you go onto that rock, you're going to need to bomb boost up. Both are viable options. Aim like that, fire, you get both. So just hold the sticks like that. Now this is a cutscene where I would normally hold L and hit Y to switch to the spear on Xbox, but don't have that option here. So usually what I do is during the fade outs between maps is when I switch weapons, usually if I can. That way I'm not doing it while I'm moving. Alright, so now we're going to skip the second gate. So to do that we need to get out of bounds, so we're going to hop up here. You don't necessarily need to bomb boost there, but it's good to do it for safety. Now from here what we want to do is get a spear to land at least there, but you need to aim a little bit further. Oh wow, I'm actually shocked where that landed. But from here, this is the interesting part. I actually don't know if this spear is going to work, but you need to jump up, and I think from this one I need to aim just a little bit to the left. The walls up above you should push you over to the left a little bit, but you do a bomb boost and you get up here. It's not too bad. You can walk all the way up to like right here, so it's not too bad. Now here's an issue though. If we come to the left, I'm not rolling for a very specific reason. I guess I can here. If you look on the top of my screen, I don't want to get too close, but notice there's nothing loaded up there. That's a problem. We need that loaded. So the loading trigger for that is actually backtracking a little bit to about here. And normally we go down to there, but if you want a very consistent way, just jump up onto this gray tile here And as long as you go that far back on this bridge, that'll work as well. And you should hear a noise, and that'll tell you that you got the loading. Now everything is loaded, so we're going to skip going onto the bridge, roll off the edge there. That'll let you survive the fall to get out of bounds. There is a gap right above that yellow dot in the geometry. I guess they just forgot to fill it in. You don't need a spear to get around it, but I do it just to be on the safe side. Now from in here, equip your heavy launcher and aim. Just aim it once so that you can fire it in midair. And what we're going to do is we're going to jump forward and quickly fire a shot and jump back. And the goal is to get both of those with one shot, but if you need two, it's okay. It's still faster to do two jumps like that than doing a single jump from the side that we normally do. And that puts us right here, right on the edge. So I purposely don't hit X until she turns around, just to be on the safe side. Grab that health right there if you need it. And from here, oh, wow. Every once in a while I miss that shot. So if I miss it, I just bomb boosted. So the goal here, obviously, is to get the ball down. Now, if this happens and you get it into the center, I wait and grab it like this so that I can aim it and hopefully get the ball, yes, to do that. So that's just a very easy strategy. If you get it into the center, just aim it and then bomb boost it down, and it's nice and fast. All right, now we've got a new skip here. This is gonna save a lot of time, so you want to get about right here and throw a spear there and on there. Auto jump to each and then jump up onto the... What? Okay. Jump up onto the bridge. What this does is it skips a cutscene. But it also skips a little bit of loading as well. That is not a good spear. I really fear that that spear is going to cause the cutscene to happen. We're about to find out, though. Alright, there we go. So, he's kind of stuck in his animation here. It's, yeah, whatever. So, what we're going to do is get up here, throw a spear into the exit like that. We actually can't walk through. There's a invisible wall. So, we're going to get around it. So, walk up here and throw a spear at the corner like that. Jump up on top, we're going to hold up, and we're going to do the same kind of jump clip that we've done a couple times already. Just drop down and then jump to the spear like that, and then... Really? Is that spear not far enough back? That's interesting. There we go. You can either jump off or drop off. And that saves an extra 20 seconds over from our previous method of going through that area. Alright. Now for Flooded Passage. Throw a spear there to get up. You don't really need to worry about these arrows unless they stun lock you, which is possible. And it does kind of suck. Alright, so now we've got two options. You can either do this kind of normally, or you can do it this way. And this way is not very consistent for me, so I don't normally do this in single segment runs, but I'll show it to you anyway because a lot of other runners do. So get right up against the wall and throw a spear so that the spear goes a little bit higher into the wall. We've done this a couple times before, but I don't know if I explained it. But if you get right up next to the wall, let's see if I can show you the difference. So throw a spear there. Now let's get right up next to the wall, throw a spear, and notice the second spear is much higher. That's all that we're doing. Then from here, jump to the edge, jump again, and bomb boost to get over. Simple enough. But, like I said, it's not very consistent for me. So, if you want another option that is obviously going to be slower, you can either use the ring or you can do a spear like that and just time it and get across. Sometimes I'll do a bomb jump. Alright, so from here, just make sure you don't get hit by a spear, and then you're going to aim right there. immediately to the right. That'll let you hit that without having to go down. Also, you got the bomb boost here. Oh, I bomb boost just a little bit late, so I hit the spikes. Oh, shoot, that is something I did not explain before. To do the bomb boost and actually get the distance gain, you have to throw a spear or at least aim a spear. It could be the regular spear or it could be the spear of light. As long as you aim it, you will get the bomb boost. We usually find strategies like what I just did there to throw a spear so that the next thing that I do is a bomb boost to get across. Now you have two options here. This is something I haven't fully tried yet, but you can jump off the edge right there and do another bomb boost to get here. Now if you're low on health, there's a couple of options, so I'll show you where health is. There's some right there. So equip your grenade launcher. We're going to come up here, aim up to destroy those. Now ideally you want him to actually swipe at you as you're passing him, not chase you down like that, but that's pretty consistent using that path. Now lay a bomb and you can jump over that for whatever stupid reason. Easy enough. Now if you need more health, that second pot right there has health for you. Now make sure you throw a spear last, so you can do a bomb boost over here. Equip the heavy launcher. You're going to aim between the second and the third pillar. Equip the spear, throw the spear, because we're going to do another bomb boost right here around this corner. You can also jump on the pot back there and jump over the spikes, but it's a little bit slower. Now you have two options. You can either finish this level normally by going to grab the the big spike ball. Ugh. And have that roll down, or you can do the moon jump method. So here's the setup that I use to make the moon jump method very consistent. I've got two spears on that wall, which is not good. Alright, so I want one spear on the wall towards the that should work, towards the right side of this area right here, towards the right side. That one's really far to the right, but it should still work. And I want this ball to be just out of reach, to where if I hop up onto the edge here and jump, she jumps straight up. If it's too close, she'll auto jump to it like that. Now what we want to have happen is we want this ball to roll towards the spear, but we want to make sure that Lara's position to the spear, if we make a straight line from that and we continue it, it goes over in this back area. If we have the ball, like let's say down here, and go towards the spear, what's going to end up happening is I'm going to drop off to the back over here out of bounds. So that's why we need the ball right here. So we're going to hop up onto the top. I'm going to lay a bomb on the side here. The ball is going to roll. As soon as I get into the auto jump area, I need to be the auto jump distance away from the spear. I promise you this is not as complicated as it sounds. It sounds complicated. It's extremely easy once you do it once. So I'm going to lay a bomb here. It's going to cause the ball to roll. I'm going to be on the edge of the ball, and I'm going to jump. That's going to glitch out the auto jump, and we're going to do what we call a moon jump. We're going to fly really high up. I'm going to mash Y to explode the bomb that I had laid on top of this ball, and then 2 more times to lay another bomb to bomb boost over the invisible wall that it goes above the wall to the right. Now, with that long ass explanation out of the way, let's do it. Looks like that. And then when you do the bomb boost, make sure you hold to the right so that you fall over here. And yeah, that's the skip. It's extremely simple. It's not as difficult as it sounds. It just requires a very long explanation on how to do it. Now if you want, again, you can go back and grab the ball. This saves, I think, 5 to 6 seconds because of the slower setup that you need to do in a single segment run. On a segmented run, it saves, I think, about 8 seconds doing it that way. Anyway, once we're done there, you just roll to the exit and boom, we're done. Jaws of Death, the more or less auto-scroller, except we do have a couple of speed strategies that can speed this up and guarantee you a 123 finish. or less. So what we want to do is we're going to detonate a lot of bombs. So do it in between those two bulbs there. Roll down here, touch that bulb, roll up to explode the other side. You're going to have to watch this in slow-mo really and go back and take a look and see where I place these bombs. But what I'm doing is I'm exploding the bridges so that the fish doesn't get slowed down. It just automatically moves forward. Bomb boost over that. And obviously we want to move in as much of a straight line as possible and not be going left and right much. The rest of this level doesn't require much explanation. Try not to get caught on those bulbs like I did. This final bomb is a little tricky. It's right there. But the fish should be getting here just as you're pulling the piston. Guaranteed every time. So this should give you a 123. I think I'll get a 124 because I got stuck in a bulb. So as soon as the door starts falling, jump through. And, oh, 121. Wow, that's actually a lot better than I was expecting. But doing that strategy of blowing up the bridges will guarantee you a faster time. It's not necessary. You can still get a fast time with that, but you can get the fastest time by doing that. Okay. Moving on to Twisting Bridge. So with this, we have a couple of options. So one option is to get right up onto this wall, throw a spear so that it goes higher up onto the wall, and from that, ooh, we could jump up onto the wall, which I'm going to have trouble with now because it's actually, there we go. So once you get up from here, we can bomb boost over and get on top of the entrance. Run over here, mash Y there because sometimes your Y button is disabled, and start rolling there. Alright, now I'm going to purposely die because I'm going to reset and show you another option. What I just did there is the option that most people do. This, what I'm about to show you, is relatively new. At least the setup to make this consistent. Alright, so I probably should explain that part of it. So give me a second to take care of these guys. Alright, so from here, just jump on the far side of this lamppost thing, and you can climb along this edge. And as soon as you climb up, we're going to aim. Now, the light here is on the tree, then all of a sudden it jumps backwards. Right there is where we want to throw the spear. Now from here, we're going to kind of run off this edge here. There's like a little ledge below the platform that we're on. It's an invisible ledge. It's really hard to explain where it's at. You just have to do this a couple of times to really understand it. And it's possible that I will miss this a couple of times. But if you get this consistent, this is definitely faster. This will save you, give me a second to think about it. It will save you about 6 seconds over a perfect way of doing the other method. So we're going to run off the edge and get it here. So this gets us to the spear. Getting to the spear is the hard part. From here, it's easy. We're going to just jump up to the wall and bomb boost, and we're up. So doing that method will save you up to 6 seconds over the other method. It is a little bit of a slower setup, but it is faster in the long run. From here to the end of the level, though, whatever option you choose is exactly the same. So right here, I know it's kind of hard to tell where you're at. You just get used to it. But right here we fall down. We're back in bounds. And from here, I'm going to show you two options that you have. One is throwing a spear right about there. Will work. Bomb boost over here. And you want to be standing on this rock. Now, if you sometimes if you get up onto this rock and stop, she'll actually slide down. But I guess on the PC version, she doesn't. But get up onto this rock, throw a spear there, and you'll auto jump to both. Hold up, and you'll jump up onto here. Throw a spear, and then you can get up, but I'll show that in a second. That is the slower option, but it's a little bit more consistent for me. Here's another option that you can do. And this is one less spear. Stand on this second rock. So before we were on this rock, now we're going to be on this rock. Throw that into the tree, and we're going to hold up and bomb boost. And that'll get you up onto this platform as well. Throw a spear and jump up. There's an invisible wall right around there, and that's why we need to go around like this. From here, though, we just use the same method to get to the end. So obviously you just don't want to get hit by these balls. Take whatever path you want. Just make sure you're in as much of a straight line as possible. I found that being slightly to the left here, you can kind of go back and forth just a little bit, and that works out really well. Fiery Depths, everybody's least favorite level. Try to get that jump before this menu box pops up so that you get the jump to the second platform. And keep going. You can either use a spear or you can do the grapple, doesn't matter, to get across. Then roll down. A little bit of a shortcut is jump off this corner around back like that. Very easy. If you get down the final flight of stairs far enough, these fire traps actually won't be activated. Do a nice corner jump there. It's a little tight, but it's not too bad. Down here. Jump the corner so you can make the first cycle for these. You don't have to wait at all. Climb through. Alright, now from here, to skip this fight, climb up most of the way up these stairs, jump up onto that spear, and fall next to the fire pit right there, or the fire trap rather. That loads this loading area. If you don't land next to those, to that fire, you can't get into this area. So come up here, throw a spear there, and to skip having to deal with that switch, we just do a bomb boost there. Now this is a really weird grapple. It's kind of hard to explain in words. You just jump off, grapple about there, and you can make it all the way down. Now you can make it before the fire traps that I did right there, but it doesn't matter really. From here, this is the hard part. Jump behind the back there, bomb boost over here. That is very difficult to do and takes a lot of practice, but basically what I did is how it works. Alright, now from here we've got another room that's got a required fight. So throw a spear into... Ooh, he hit me. Throw a spear into the wall, jump up here, get out of bounds. And you gotta be careful of that guy that's gonna throw fire at you. But once you have a break, bomb boost down here, and you skip that fight. I know now I'm starting to go really fast, but a lot of this really doesn't need much explanation. Be very careful of rolling across these because you can roll off at a very weird angle. But I was just slightly late getting down there, so I was a little late in the cycle. But from here towards the end, that's it. This is actually a very clean run. I'm very curious what the time is. 2:26. That's not bad at all. Especially explaining things as I go. Good stuff. Alright, another very quick level, Belly of the Beast. Switch to the light spear. Now you can throw a spear as soon as you land. It's... I don't know how to get it to happen, it just happens sometimes. But... just keep getting closer and closer to the dino, throwing light spears until it dies. Boom, done. That simple. You should be guaranteed in sub 20 seconds every time. Stronghold Passage is very much like Forgotten Gate. We're going to do the same exact thing. So we've got the balls that we need to get in the fire pits, and then we have a gate. So we're just going to clip through the gate the exact same way. There we go, and we're through. So to be on the safe side, I threw that in case I need to do a bomb boost. These are RNG flames. They are completely random. So just stay in the middle to keep your options open. Shoot. Got killed on the last tile. Yeah. Really? These are bad flames. My goodness. Alright. Now these flames are really easy because they appear as you kind of go over them, so you can just roll and get past them very easily. So the best path here is to go there, and I hit A, but she didn't jump for some reason. I always jump over that. You can make it there by rolling, but if you get caught on the tiles, you're screwed. From here I do a bomb boost for safety to make sure I get over, and that's the end of Stronghold Passage. Easy enough. Alright, Mirror's Wake. Again, we have two options that we can use. There's actually three options, although the third is not exactly doable in a single segment run. Alright, so the first option is to use this ball. We're going to do the Metroid double bomb jump. So what we need to do is we're going to place a bomb down. Now, you don't necessarily have to do the second part. I do it for safety, but that's roll the ball a little bit closer to the bomb. So it's kind of like that. Now, what we need to do is after we place that bomb, we need to wait 3 seconds. That's the cooldown to be able to place another bomb. And what we're going to do is we're going to get that climbing animation again, but during that climbing animation, instead of like in Temple Grounds we just do one bomb, we're now going to do two. So during that climbing animation, just mash Y, and as soon as the second bomb has detonated, mash A to jump up out of bounds, and we'll see if I can get it here. This is a little bit random, so I might have to try this a couple of times. There we go. Boom. We're out of bounds. That's kind of rare to get the ball out of bounds. So from here, there's a lot of spots that you can actually fall in between the cracks and die, so be very careful. But once you get to here, this is going to be exactly the same as the other method. So let me get back down to here and show you the other method. So here's that platform that we bombed the ball up. So the start of the level is right here. So you can either take that bomb there, which I think on average is about a second or two faster than this method. Oh, should have explained that. Getting down this wall, roll off the edge like we've done a couple of times throughout this run. That allows you to get down here without dying. Alright, so jump up onto this rock, throw a spear over here. We need a little bit higher up on the wall, that's why. And then we can climb up here. If you can grab right here, you can climb up and just walk straight to the right without having to climb over, because what happens if we get up right here, we now can't go through, so we'd have to go around. So that's why you want to do that. Alright, now throw a spear towards the corner there, and you should be able to auto jump to it and just jump up the side of the wall. Now, right here, there could be an invisible wall. If you get, there it is. If you get this invisible wall that you cannot get through, just throw a spear, and you can, what? There we go, and you can jump over it. That's the first time I've ever had that not work. That was weird. But now we're into the same spot that I had ended before I ran back that way. So, no matter which method you use, you can come down here. If you use the ball method, you can stay up on top of this area here, way up to the upper right, so you don't have to come down here and climb back up again. But if you do come down here, just throw a spear there, and we're up. But if you do the other method, oh, there's one of the spots. So there's one of the spots that you could fall down. That's why I don't really like the ball method, because there's a lot of those little areas that just say, nope, we're gonna make you fall straight through. But anyway, if you stay up top like that, just gotta be careful. But that skips you having to throw this spear to climb back up. But either way, you reconvene both paths right there, and the rest of the level is exactly the same. come over here and kind of walk against the wall like that. Really hard to explain. You can see my controls there. From here, you don't necessarily have to bomb boost. It's just a lot safer. But once you're on top of here, here's the tricky part. If you jump too far down, you will die. If you jump too far up, you will die. You need to jump about in that direction. And at the peak of her jump, bomb boost. And if it goes like that, you end the level. If the fade out is earlier than that, you will die. So it takes a little bit of practice to find the right angle. Even the top runners get it wrong and miss it every once in a while. Alright, here we go. Final level. Now, if you notice, we haven't used the railgun yet. This is where we use it. This is also where we use the scatter shot from our relic meter. So to start things out, we want the light spear. But we have to wait for some spikes. And these spikes are exactly the same starting out. All except for one section here, the spikes are predictable. So pull out the light spear. And if this light spear connects, it should give you your relic meter. So this is why I mapped the railgun to L. Because I get my relic meter and then I switch to the railgun to take him out quickly. Then I run over, get onto this square, which puts you into a good position to take out all those spiders. Then aim down. We're in this corner square. 3 spiders fall. Aim down, we'll kill all 3. Again, we're on the perfect square for this. Aim to the right, and if you hit the big spider, it'll take out all of them. Then again, we're on a good spot for all these spiders, so you take them out like that. Now we're on to the RNG spikes. So just be aware of what's popping up beneath you. Try to stay as close to the middle as possible. For the most part, I just don't move unless I'm on the edge. So I'll just wait here until something comes beneath me, and then I just move. And right there, got screwed. If you have fast enough reactions, there were other options that I had, but yeah. So if you die, this is what you have to do again. So dying to the RNG spikes is a pretty costly death. There we go. That's what that shot's supposed to look like. Now the question is, can you actually get perfect RNG to where you don't have to move? The answer is yes. I've done it twice. Once on the Xbox version, once on PC. Oh, come on. Come on! Jeez. Once you see his health appear, you want to start moving closer to here. If you have your relic meter up, use your railgun. Dang it. Only one shot hit him. That sucked. If both shots hit, I would have been fine, but oh well. It's okay. Apparently he's through playing games, so he's going to try to crush us with the spike. Notice I placed the bomb there already. So I'm just ready to go. I place it back just a little bit to make sure that I can get a jump out of the ball. Now from here we're going to try to do 2 very precise throws. It's kind of hard to explain because you have to do it quickly. So as soon as you climb up here, throw it there. I missed the first throw, but I got the second. So if you miss, you just have to do that. Now from here, we need to explode specific skeletons. So I'm going to place that bomb there, explode that guy like that, and then just look for those guys. As soon as all of the skeleton guys are dead, take out that guy. There we go. So just roll around, wait for him to appear, and shoot him with a railgun if you have a full relic meter. If you don't have a full relic meter, make sure you use your light spear, because your railgun does absolutely nothing to him. I placed the spear there and jumped on top so the little reptile dudes don't get me. And allows me to keep my relic meter. Now, if you want to go for pure speed here, you can use the railgun and luck manipulate the 2 shots to hit him, although that is kind of rare, at least from my experience. So what I do is I just use 2 light spear shots. So just get on this staircase over here. You don't have to worry about the falling balls. Throw 2 spears and he's gone. Now I have to take out these golems. So just go back and forth. On single player, it's only between these 2 spots. So just get about right here. Every once in a while, you'll get a glitched spear that doesn't actually throw towards them. It ends up looking like a regular spear that's glitched out. And I'm actually not getting it here. That's kind of cool. Now from here, just dodge these. At 60 FPS, you can actually stand still, and these won't hurt you at all. But once those things are done, we're now up for the final shot. So now we just need to wait for him to appear. Make sure you get close enough to get a shot so that both scatter shots hit him. And boom, he's dead. If you get hit at all or the 2 shots miss, switch to your light spear and just finish him off that way. And timing ends at the first frame of this screen here. So after skipping the final cutscene. Alright. So that is the speedrun walkthrough for Guardian of Light. That's the final boss, final level. Boom. Good stuff. So if you have any questions, feel free to send me a PM, either on Twitch, on YouTube, I'm Brassmaster, or BRSMSTR. Either one. You can find me on SDA, on speedrun.com, on Twitch, and a lot of other places. There's a bunch of runners. You can take a look at speedrun.com for the top runners. Everybody's awesome. If you can contact anybody, PM them for information strategy. Most everybody will be gladly help you out. So, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope I explained everything well enough. But until you start running, I look forward to it. So, come on, join in. Always nice to have some more competition. Thanks for watching, everybody. Catch y'all later. Woo! Okay, I'm excited. That was a really good